Good afternoon and welcome to track number 2, where we're about to witness Calgary Roller Derby taking on Lethbridge Roller Derby's Windy City Wipeouts. Calgary donning their black jerseys today, and on their roster they have number 11 Purple Venom, 19 Violet Venom, 1025 Disaster Master, 1978 Grease Lightning, 2 Crazy Daisy, 216 Creature Feature, 333 Green Venom, 44 Loch Ness Monster, 505 Chaos, 55 Carnage, 62 Powerline, 666 Pig Venom, 9 Riot, 111 Hex, and number 38 Vitavox. Skating for your Windy City Wipeouts, we've got numbers 081 Carmageddon, 13 Tank, 1313 Delirious, 187 Geoform, 333 Bloodbat, 5 Moose, 54 Sour Patch, 555 Bad Bats, 61 Shredder, 62 Kraken, 65 Supernova, 666 Speed Demon, 909 Masquerade, and number 99 Bruisin' Bones. That's going to be Kraken drawing first blood with lead jam advantage for the Windy City Wipeouts. Purple Venom still fighting their way through the pack as Kraken puts up the first 4 points. Purple Venom finding a wide open outside lane to get through to complete that initial pass. Kraken just absorbing hits along that back straightaway. Oh, and it does look like it's going to be a power jam in favor of Calgary Roller Derby. Kraken now sitting in our Genuine sponsored penalty box. Purple Venom slowly making their way around this track, ultimately knocked out by number, I believe that is Shredder for the Windy City Wipeouts. Now getting bridged back by Tank, now being supported by Shredder. Kraken now returning to the track. Calgary Roller Derby Juniors ready and waiting with the defensive formation. Quick little toe stop run by Kraken gets them through for that second scoring pass. As soon as those whistles blew, you almost knew Shredder was like, yep, that was me. My bad. Windy City Wipeouts with a very strong 3-wall formation along this back straightaway, taking Purple Venom to that inside line. Jam comes to its natural 2-minute conclusion. 12 points put up by the Windy City Wipeouts. Sorry, 15 points. 4 points going to the credit of Calgary Roller Derby Juniors.
Geostorm going to be jamming for Windy City against Powerline. Geostorm flying around back out there. Gets lead.
Powerline still fighting against a very strong 3-wall being put forth by the Windy City Wipeouts. Geofarm making quick work of putting those first 4 points on the board.
A tripod spinning around trying to get them. Grease trying to shove Chaos into them. Instead, just push Chaos out of bounds.
Geoform trying to hop over that apex. Does look like it's going to be a cut track penalty assessed to the Windy City Wipeouts. We're going to be full 2 minutes here in jam number 2.
Powerline takes a big hit by Speed Demon.
Very full penalty box on the Windy City Wipeout side, so pack advantage currently lies with Calgary Junior Roller Derby.
Nice little stealthy pass there.
Windy City slowly regaining their full blocking contingent. Shredder bridging green and back all the way back to turn number 2 before Speed Demon knocks them out of bounds. Calgary Roller Derby, we're ready and waiting for Geoform to return onto the track. Looks like it's going to be a 12-point gain for the Windy City Wipeouts versus 2 for Calgary Roller Derby. Up next on our Trail Appliances Jam line, we've got Carnage versus Sour Patch.
Oh, Carnage hit a couple times there by Pink Venom. They're able to stay up.
Quick cut to that outside track boundary by Sour Patch and collecting a few down to its conclusion. Looks like it's going to be a 3-point gain for Windy City, bringing them up to an even 30 points.
How was the World Cup, Sonia? How was the World Cup?
It was fabulous. Actually, the main venue was an old prison. Definitely some good athletic facilities there for their former prisoners, I guess.
Was it air conditioned?
No, not at all. They don't believe in air conditioning in Europe.
I think the last one in France, the junior one, was like super amazingly hot too.
It's a little toasty in there. I don't envy those skaters on that track. Moose donning the star for Windy City. 1 left to beat at the top of the pack. That is number 2, Crazy. Not letting Moose get away so easily. Moose does get through with that lead jam advantage. Does look like we have ourselves a successful star pass. That's going to be Disaster Master. But they'll still have to fight their way through that formation from Windy City. Disaster Master still fighting their way through this pack. Windy City reabsorbing at the top of that straightaway. Moose absorbing a hit from Calgary Roller Derby to get through for another 4-point pass.
Disaster Master finally able to break that pack. Finish that initial pass.
Moose getting knocked to the outside, opting to call that jam off from the ground.
Oh, 1 point for Disaster Master on that jam. Moose finally hearing that call from the bench to end that jam.
Powerline in a great position to give themselves a running start at this pack. Windy City blockers ready and waiting. Kraken at the top of the pack. Calgary Roller Derby not quite able to take him to that out of bounds point. Lead advantage goes to Windy City.
Reese almost called for a cut but then the ref did not issue him a penalty because they were going back.
Grease Lightning getting knocked around by Tank of Terror at the back of the pack. A little hop, skip, and a jump for Kraken there to get through for an additional scoring pass.
Oh, officials are calling in. We'll still going to have official timeout. I'm guessing they're going to determine if they're going to possibly call a penalty or what. I don't know, because I have no idea what happened there.
It almost looked like Shredder was down, but then she got back up so quickly. It's like, okay, maybe it's not. Nobody else.
Well, the bench is checking on them. Riot now on the line for Calgary. Geoform through to get a lead. Knockdown hit caught by Speed Demon.
Right, opting to remove that star to create some chaos on the track, but ultimately knocked out by Bruise and Bones. Bridge back to the top of the apex. Masquerade getting in the middle of that defensive formation from Calgary Roller Derby. That'll help Geoform get through for another full 4 points on the board.
Carnage came in, took that star from Riot.
Masquerade and Speed Demon, a very dynamic duo at the back of the pack there, keeping Carnage at bay before escorting them to the rest of the Windy City blockers.
12 points in counting for Geoform.
It's like Masquerade being sent to our Genuine sponsored penalty box for the next 30 seconds. That gives a pack advantage to Calgary Junior Roller Derby.
Oh, I think Carnage is injured. We'll have an official timeout. Let's take a quick glance at the penalties while we're in the timeout.
It's like we're just going to take a moment here while our officials inspect the track for any potential biohazards.
Unsure where it happened. So
Touch it with your hand.
Carnage will have to sit the next 3 jams, regardless how injured they are. Even if just take a little bit of ice. Oh, it's nose. Looks like the crowd's telling me it's a nosebleed.
Looks like our blocker is opting to line up at that WFTDI pivot line to give these 2 jammers a running start.
Purple Venom must have known that no penalties were taken by Calgary yet, so wanted to get on that scoreboard first.
Windy City blockers moving in to create some chaos on the track to help Sour Patch get through on this power jam. Sour Patch just absorbing hit after hit, coming around the top of that apex through for the first 4 points here in jam number 7.
We are skating the full 2 minutes because I could see the outside packs letting them know Sour Patch had a no pass, no point for that initial pass. Directional call on Tank. No, directional call. I think that is on Loch Ness Monster.
Very quick cut to the inside by Sour Patch, gets him through for the, believe, 4th scoring pass. It's like a low block penalty being assessed to Crazy Daisy. That'll send him to our Genuine sponsored penalty box.
I think Mo was trying to get up ahead of them, and they just caught their skate knocking Mo out.
Masquerade and Tank of Terror absolutely locking down on Disaster Master as this jam comes to its conclusion. Huge 20-point jam being put up by the Windy City Wipeouts that extends their lead to 83 points versus Calgary Junior Roller Derby's 9. Those cheers from the crowd are any indication. I believe Moose is going to be donning the star next for Windy City.
Calgary calling a timeout, try and rally the troops. Oh, we got this timeout. Who are our sponsors today?
Our sponsors, we've got Trail Appliances sponsoring our jam line, WFTDI Canada with the pivot line, our ref Genuine sponsoring that penalty box. I always wonder if that's a conflict of interest if a ref is sponsoring the penalty box.
They just want their name dropped a whole bunch.
And we've also got West Legal sponsoring both of our tracks this year at Flat Track Fever 2026. Also, don't forget the raffle is going to be taking place at 3:30 today, so you still have about 15 minutes to head down to the Chinook City merch table, buy yourself some raffle tickets for some amazing prizes, including a dine and stay package from the Carriage House that includes a one-night stay in a premium room, full hot breakfast buffet, $50 credit to any of the food and beverage outlets. It's a prize worth $350. Yours for the low, low price of a single raffle ticket, available by a $2 donation.
And that stay is good until end of next May. So you can actually use it for one of your nights here at Flat Track Fever next year.
Exactly. I like how they timed that.
It's almost like they meant to do it. It better not be May 2026.
Yeah, that is a very quick turnaround.
Forearm call on Speed Demon. Moose is through with lead. Powerline stealing points on that jam, I believe. Stealing 2 points for Calgary.
Looks like we got one blocker in the box on the Windy City side. So pack advantage going to lie with Calgary Junior Roller Derby as we head into jam number 9.
Riot on the line for Calgary. That is Kraken again. Feature trying to make some space for Riot. Riot pushed all the way to the edge and then out on the inside there by Shredder.
Kraken now coming in with a scoring pass, doing a little spin in the middle of that formation there, just making things look nice and fancy. First 4 points up on the board in this jam. Windy City now with the full complement of blockers on the track. Riot holding on to that inside line, ultimately taking out by number 65, Supernova, supported by Shredder.
Riot hoping to get through. Couldn't quite make it. Bodies falling. Feature way at the front of the pack. Riot's taking the star off.
Two left to beat at the top of the pack. Now 3 for Windy City. Riot still holding on to that star. Does look like we are on a power jam scenario. Kraken being sent to that Genuine sponsored penalty box. Riot getting knocked to the inside by Speed Demon. Windy City doing a very calm and calculated bridge back there.
Features now taking the star for Calgary.
Calgary Roller Derby not quite ready for the return of Kraken to the track. Sneaks out an additional 4-point pass as the jam comes to its natural 2-minute conclusion. Windy City now over that century mark, 101 points to Calgary Roller Derby's 13. Looks like both teams going to be at full strength as we head into jam number 10.
Geoform jamming. Daisy trying their best to push them out. Slight size difference between those two skaters, but I have seen small skaters do it, and I have seen the reverse. Big skaters not being able to get small skaters out.
Purple Venom fighting against a very strong formation being put forth by the Windy City blockers as Geoform puts up the first 4 points at the jam. Purple Venom cutting to that outside. Oh, that is just enough time for 1-3-1-3 Delirious to get just a piece of them.
No pack call on Shredder.
Still with a smile on their face, though. It's all in good fun. Windy City ready and waiting for the arrival of Purple Venom, Masquerade, and Delirious being supported by Bash and Bones.
Spinning around on that inside. Four points for Purple Venom. Shredder starting this jam in the box for Windy City. Calgary having a slight pack advantage.
Looks like it's going to be Carnage starting off with the star against Sour Patch. Quick cut to that inside line by Sour Patch. Gets them through for a quick lead advantage, but Carnage not far behind, about a half track separating these two jammers. Shredder making that an easy pass for
Lining
Sour
up
Patch.
chaos.
I think you have 5 minutes remaining to purchase those raffle tickets. Draw is going to be happening at 3:30.
Time's a ticking. So proud I still see them over there with some various So Goods. I do believe all their goods are go to fundraising. Queer Gift Co. They have a bunch of cool little queer themed hoodies, tees, and other accessories. Untamed Fernie's still over there with designs made for the busy woman. They have some pretty cool stuff. They use local artists to make some designs. And I do believe they share those proceeds with them. And we're back.
Looks like both teams are going to be at full strength as we head into jam number 12. Got Powerline versus Kraken as this jammer matchup.
Kraken able to just blow their way through. Sour Patch just getting in the way of Powerline. I'm happy to see Riot back out on that track. Oh, Powerline on the outside there. Four points apiece. If you haven't voted for the tournament MVP, too late. It is done. It is closed. I know who the winner is. It's a secret. But we will be announcing it after the end of these games over on track 2. No, track 1. It's track 2, right? It's track 2. Yeah, over on track 1, we'll be announcing the tournament MVP.
Beautiful spin move by Purple Venom, almost staying in bounds, but that toe stop, step out does force the recycle lead advantage. Currently lying with Calgary Junior Roller Derby, and that is a cut track penalty assessed to Moose for the Windy City Wipeouts.
Oh, Purple Venom did get lead jam, but got cycled back too.
Purple Venom just absorbing hit after hit provided by Speed Demon, Bloodbat, and Masquerade.
Oh, tried to spin, but couldn't quite stay in bounds. Fighting hard on that pack. Green Venom there trying to help out their sister. And we are now skating for the full 2 minutes as Purple has taken off that star. I'm guessing they did not know they got lead.
Moose getting knocked out and bridge back the long way. Speed Demon trying to prevent the run back from going too far there.
It's hard to tell sometimes if you get lead when you get like absorbed back into the pack right away. and you see the other jammer got ahead of you, and you're not sure.
But hey, sometimes if those pivots have a little extra gas in the tank, why not let it go for the full 2 minutes if they're able to add some points to the board? Crazy Daisy now going to be our jammer of record for Calgary Roller Derby as our jam clock winds into its final seconds. Quick extra burst of speed by Moose there puts the full 4 points on the board. A very hard fought jam by both of these teams. Looks like it's going to be 3 points to 4.
That was a long jam and only 7 points scored. Hard fought by these kids.
Yeah, only 7 points in those 2 minutes. Just over 7 minutes left to go here in the first half. Looks like Carnage and Sour Patch posing for a photo.
Pose for a picture. 5 seconds. Oh. Directional call on Grease Lightning. Carnage is knocked out. Havoc trying to hold that line. Riot back on the line for Calgary.
Geoform donning the star for Windy City Wipeouts at the back of the pack. It's going to be Riot through on that inside line as their lead jammer, but Geo little extra burst of speed there. Playing some jammer mind games, it looked like.
Oh, Riot. Nice one. I think they picked up the full 4. Or see, the refs are smiling. Full 4. We got an official timeout. Now, when you watch Riot skate here, who do they remind you of? The way they skate, the way they sway their arms, and they have that long slide. Maybe Red Streaks. You see Red Streaks skate a lot. Watch next time they get out of the pack. It's awesome because I love watching Red Streaks. I love the way Red Streak skates. So seeing in Riot, I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's my jam.
She definitely looks like she's having fun whenever she's jamming.
There's just certain skaters when I see them skate, you're just like, they just look cool.
Yeah, I'm just so stoic all the time, too. Like, totally unbothered by anything going on. Oh, but it does look like the jammer for Calgary Roller Derby now reporting to our Genuine sponsored penalty box. So, looks like a penalty being assessed on Riot between jams.
4 points and possibly a cut. Just over 6 minutes left in this first half. 100-point difference from 28 to 128.
Kraken on this power start, wasting no time to secure that lead advantage for the Windy City Wipeouts. Calgary Roller Derby ready and waiting for Kraken to return into the fray. Windy City blockers doing a great job of splitting apart that defensive formation.
No pack call. They form back. Kraken caught by Disaster Master, knocked out.
Kraken splitting the difference right up the middle of that track as Riot returns to the action. Riot manages to stick the landing on that inside line through for that initial.
See, the arm sway. They have that kind of long, like long stride out. So awesome. So awesome. I told him yesterday, I'm like, it's a big compliment.
Yeah, totally.
If I said you look like you skate like me, then that's not a compliment. But I would never tell anyone that. Power line on the line going against Moose.
Moose just bouncing off of these blocks. Derby hugs that inside line through for lead, jam advantage.
Nice star pass.
Yeah. Very quick star pass to Green Venom there. We'll get the star free for Calgary Roller Derby. Moose losing their footing a little bit at the top of that apex there. Does force the recycle. Going to recycle safely behind Violet Venom.
Green Venom through on the outside. Moose calls that off. Calgary able to steal 2 points on that jam with a star pass. Actually, I like watching the Venom skate too.
Looks like we got one blocker in the box on the Calgary Roller Derby side. Pack advantage goes to Windy City Wipeouts here in jam number 18.
Supernova jamming against Purple Venom. And Supernova has that lane on the outside opened up.
Purple Venom just dancing around these blockers. Windy City, though, so quick to reform with a tight formation along this back straightaway. Shredder ultimately taking them out of bounds.
Violet Venom trying their best to help out Purple Venom. No relation.
Shredder forcing the recycle on Purple Venom once again to the top of that apex. Pack getting stretched to its absolute maximum capacity as we approach turn number 3. Windy City losing bad bats momentarily to our penalty box, and it looks like the pivot for Windy City going to join as well. Supernova. Looks like that star cover might have come off during natural gameplay. I'm not quite sure. I do see lead still in their advantage.
The rules are because it's still you can still see the stars, so they can still call it. If you can't see it,
Like just enough of that high contrast color there to see the stars through the opposite side.
Purple picking up 4 more points. Rangers scored 158 to 36, 122 points.
Just another selling point for those double-sided star covers or helmet covers.
We got an official timeout.
Masquerade going to perform the worm for the crowd during this official timeout. Just a quick worm, making it look easy. Just over a minute left to go here in the second half.
Geoform Now on the line for Windy City. And Riot back on the line.
Pack opting to hold down the fort at that WFTI jam line. That gives our jammers a running start. Not something I'm sure you want to give either of these two because they are going to take full advantage. Masquerade with the knockout on Riot, but Calgary Roller Derby preventing that run back. Speed Demon doing a little break-dancing maneuver on the inside of that track, able to prevent Riot from earning that lead jam advantage. Geoform dancing right up that inside line and will be our lead jammer here in jam number 19. Riot pointing for some offensive assistance to come take care of Masquerade at the back of the pack there. Disaster Master trying to get into the mix.
Geostorm on the outside there calls that jam off. They pick up 1 point there for Riot. And the outside ref talking with the jam ref. Oh, I like Nomad skates. Like Punisher and Captain America. Oh, I think Geostorm might.
That does look like it's going to bring us to halftime.
Nope, no penalty assessed there. At halftime, check out all the fantastic vendors there. We've got some left behind us and hit track 2. We'll see you back here in 14 and a half minutes. as Tank.
Jam clock winding down into its final moments here. Carnage being taken to that inside by Tanko Terror. Kraken nope, doesn't look like they're reporting back to the box. Looks like they're just doing that recycle to play it safe.
Kraken back. That jam comes to its natural conclusion. 8 points apiece, I believe, or eight and 4. I didn't get a chance to look at it at the start of the half, so let's just quickly glance at the penalties now. Penalties for Windy City. Shredder sitting at 5. Kraken at 3. Mo at 3. Things for Calgary. A bunch of 1s. And Geoform is through to get lead. Geoform is skating through, looking for points now. Power line stuck at the back of that pack. Held there by Bash and Bones and Mo. Trying to just power their way through, can't. And Geoform 4 points quickly on the outside. Powerline has taken the star off now and passed it off to Green Venom. They're trying, pushing hard on that pack, but that is Speed Demon, Delirious, and Bash and Bones holding them back. They're cycled back to the back of the pack. Violet Venom in there trying to help them out. Trying to make space. And Geoform suit for 4 more to put them at 176. And Geoform calls this jam off. This jam is on. Supernova jamming against Riot. Supernova harassed by Crazy Daisy. And then Disaster Master. And does get lead. Riot is cycled back. Grease trying to hold Shredder back. Make that space for Riot. Shredder pushed right to the very line. Able to stay up. And just as that jam comes to a close, directional call on Chaos. Peacemaker. Purple Venom now on the line. Going to be jamming against Moose. This jam is on. Purple Venom being held by, that's Masquerade, Bash and Bones. Moose falls hard. Does get back up. No. Nope. Calgary has called a timeout. They're calling an official review. Big thank you to all of our volunteers, especially our medics. Sorry to keep you so busy, but glad you are here to help us out. Thanks to all of our officials, skating and non. Without officials, you can't really have a roller derby. And thanks to all the fans for coming out. Power line on the line for Calgary. And it's going to be Sour Patch on the line for Windy City. Jam has started. Both jammers trying to get through. Move. That's power line trying to get their way through. There's a cut call on Chaos. Refs checking on power line, making sure they're okay. A nice little hop on the inside there by Sour Patch. Sour Patch trying to push their way through, knocked out by Hex. And gets a cut call. That means it's a 2-minute jam. Same. Powerline pushing their way through. Grease is now taking the star for Calgary. Knocked out by Kraken. Violet Venom comes to try and help out, but can't misses. Hex gives Kraken a shot as well. There's a cut call now on Kraken. And now a forearm call on Tank. No pack call. Grease gets free. Finishes their initial pass. And Sour Patches through. That jam comes to its conclusion.
Windy City has got Delirious lining up on the jam line against, I think that's Riot for Calgary. Calgary with the pack advantage. Both jammers still working to get through that pack. Calgary Tripod hanging on to Delirious in the front. And Riot. Run back on Delirious. Riot still working to get through those Windy City jammers. Good blocking from Disaster Master from CRD. Riot calls it off. Managed to sneak that lead. Looks like we have Geoform lining up for Windy City. And our jammer for Calgary is Crazy Daisy, number 2. Geoform working through those blockers and picking up lead. Crazy Daisy is sneaking around on the outside.
I think this is Crazy Daisy's first time starting on the line. They did take the start earlier. Finds that hole on the inside. Kraken coming through. Looking for some space. Mo and Kraken trying to make room. Loch Ness Monster trying to push Crazy Daisy through the pack. And Crazy Daisy. Geoform has put Windy City over the 200-point mark. Counting some more. And Geoform calls that off. Carnage giving Daisy a hug there. They're like 1 minute or behind this. Really tight. I could probably do it both. I'll be able to do both. Just need them to call one more timeout and them to call none. True. Damn, dances through. Kraken gets through the pack as well. And quickly through on the outside, Purple Venom. Directional call on Violet Venom. No relation to the other Venoms. Kraken gets 3, but Purple Venom picked up 4. Stealing 1 point on that jam. Moose going to be jamming against Riot. Battle of the Braids. Battle of the Braids. Moose cycle to the back. Riot trying to get their way through. Moose pushing their own blockers' arms out of the way. Riot right at the front of that pack. Carnage coming to help out. But Sour Patch able to push them out. Pushed out again by Sour Patch. Oh, Moose has gone for 2 penalties. That's going to put Riot on a power jam for a full minute. Calgary able to play full offense, not having to worry about any jammers. Carnage coming in to help Sour Patch. Catching up that, taking Sour Patch out to make room for Riot. Oh, big hits. We'll get a quick little warm up. After being stationary for 10 minutes, just get those legs back under you. Do you want to grab a mic? Yeah.
I'm going to take over, but I got to get changed as well.
I'll let you
right?
just talk for a little bit. I'm going to get Mike to take over this game while I run over there, do the announcement, and then I'll come back.
Do what announcement? Oh,
Then I'll come back for these.
you want to do the MVJ MBB over here?
I'll just be here.
Okay.
I don't have to.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll take this over for now.
Get Mike to come take it over, like when it's close to the end of the game. I'm not going to go there. I'll wait till the game's over. They just
Yeah.
have to get their whole picture and then get the MVP sorted out.
Yeah, yeah.
And then do the announcement.
All right, everybody, with that rolling whistle, we are going to get back to roller derby. Thank you to our medics. It looks like we have power line on the jam line. Moose in the penalty box. So this will be a power start for Calgary. Power line out for Lee Jam.
That's how you got into the announcement, because I'm just kind of throw you over. Hey, come talk.
Yeah. Power line making their way through the pack. Masquerade with a bit of a hit down. Power line through for their first 4 points. Masquerade, Speed Demon, putting up a solid defense, holding power line. Mo with the hit out to the inside. And a forearm penalty sends Mo to the genuine power penalty box. Moose now back on the track, working on their initial pass. Gets a high block penalty, goes back to the penalty box, leaving power line out there on a power jam for Calgary. Calling the end of that jam for another 4 points. That's an 8-0 jam for the Wipeouts. Nope, sorry, 8-0 jam for Calgary. Yeah, I can talk while you want to do that stuff. We have Riot with Moose still in the penalty box. So this is power jam start for Calgary. Riot making their way past those Wipeout blockers to get lead for Calgary. Blockers all setting up in turn 2. No pack call being called. Masquerade being sent to that genuine penalty box. Riot working the front of the pack, coming up against those last few Windy City Wipeout blockers. Calling that jam. Moose has now been released from the penalty box. This means we'll have 2 jammers to start the next jam. Good. Check.
Next 2 jammers are up on the jam line. Purple Venom jamming for Calgary. And Geoform for Windy City. Purple Venom out first, picking up lead. Hard on the heels is Geoform, though. And Purple Venom calls it. Holding everyone to a 0-0 jam. Up next on the jam line, power line for Calgary. Supernova for Windy City. And are off. Power line taking the outside line, picking up lead for Calgary. Power line coming back into the pack, looking for points. Taking a hard line on the outside. Supernova still stuck in the pack. Power line up against that tripod of Windy City blockers and calling it. Once again, a 0-0 jam. Riot up next, taking the star for Calgary. And Delirious for Windy City. Delirious picking the outside line, getting taken down, getting recycled. Riot still up at the front. Delirious back on their feet. Taking the outside, turn number 1. And through. Windy City, Delirious is lead jammer. Riot also in a scoring position. Hard on their heels, though. Both jammers coming round to the penalty box. Delirious hitting first. Riot now hitting the tripod of Windy City blockers. And a star pass. Nope, sorry, call off. 2 points on the board for Windy City. Geoform taking the star for Windy City, and it is a power jam. Geoform picks up lead. Riot still sitting in the penalty box, serving out that 30-second penalty. Geoform now coming round to look for some points. And takes the inside line, finds 4 of them, puts them on the board. Riot released from the penalty box. Geoform coming round again, looking for more. And Geoform jumps through, finds 4 points. Riot back on their feet. Geoform, however, is coming round once again. Through. There they go, Riot through in a scoring position for Calgary. Geoform back in the pack, fighting for points. And there we go. Geoform putting 4 more points up on the board. Riot back into the... Riot taking a tumble there, back on their feet. Geoform back to the pack, looking for more. And Geoform calling it from the floor. We are now 6.5 minutes left to play. Purple Venom taking the star for Calgary. Sour Patch with the star for Windy City. Sour Patch taking the inside line. Beautifully done. Picking up lead. Purple Venom out in a scoring position as well, though. Sour Patch coming through on the inside line, picking up a couple of air miles there as well, jumping the little apex. On the jam line, Delirious for Windy City and Powerline once again for Calgary. Delirious up at the front. Pushes through the last line of Calgary defense, picks up lead for Windy City. Delirious back into the pack looking for points. Powerline still stuck behind the Windy City blockers. Delirious taking inside line, picking up 4 points for Windy City. And a star pass. Crazy Daisy with the star on the helmet for Calgary. Delirious being recycled to the back of the pack. Got to fight through it all over again. There they go, on the outside line. Both jammers side by side. Crazy Daisy with the star going on the helmet for Calgary. Delirious calling it off before anyone gets to the pack. Just under 5 minutes now left to play. Next two jammers up, it's Kraken for Windy City, Purple Venom for Calgary. Purple Venom up at the back, trying to find a spot. Meantime, Kraken powers through, steps into lead position. Kraken back of the pack already. Quick lap. Purple Venom recycled once again, still got to complete their initial pass. Kraken points on the board for Windy City. Purple Venom now out as well in a scoring position, but Kraken coming round back to the pack. Kraken pushes through. 4 points on the board for Windy City, just as Purple Venom gets to the pack as well, looking for the points for Calgary. Kraken coming through once again, 4 more points. Oh, Purple Venom saw a gap. Tried to get through. And Kraken's back at the pack again. Oh, Kraken with forearm. Calgary. Purple Venom taking the outside line. There they go. Nicely done. 4 points for Calgary. Purple Venom putting a speed on, trying to get to the pack, make the most of this power jam. Back there, taking the outside line, but getting recycled. And there they go. Did they get the points? Three to Calgary there. Oh, okay. There we have it. Okay. Alrighty, that was the hard stop at 22. So we do have a final score. Calgary with 87 points, and our winners this afternoon, Windy City Wipeouts with 255. That is showing up as the final score. Refs have done the final whistle. So there we have it. 255 Windy City, Calgary 87.
We're going to ask that the teams do their quick photo below the scoreboard, and then we will do MVJs and MVP very quickly so the next teams can start their warm-up. That means no high fives.
They're just going to do the team photos, and then I'm sure they're going to come around for a high five, and then we're going to do some MVPs. Ready? Okay, we are going to do the MVPs right here. So, MVPs for Calgary. Your MVP blocker this afternoon is number 4, Loch Ness Monster. Where are you, Loch Ness? Over this way. Hello. 44, Loch Ness Monster. Loch Ness Monster for blocker. Where's Loch Ness? Loch Ness Monster. There you go. Thank you. And your jammer is number 666, Pink Venom. Purple Venom. Sorry. Pink Venom. I don't know.
I thought it was purple venom. Purple venom. Oh, is it pink? Was it pink or purple? It was purple. It was purple. I had purple.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's too many of you.
Too many Venoms. Sorry, it should be MVP jammer number 11, Purple Venom. There's about 6 Venoms on here. Calgary's full of venom. And for blocker, your MVP is number 13. And your MVP jammer, 187 Geoform. Alrighty, that was the Calgary Juniors up against Windy City. We are going to be back at 5 o'clock. That's around about 15 minutes time for our final game here on the West Legal track number 2 at Flat Track Fever 2026.